we wanted to put forward the ideas of migration and explore the physical, emotional, spiritual implications that come with movement. This is a 16-artist show. There are 3 ways by which you can view this show. One is the personal histories of the artists. For example, if you look at Kanchana Gupta's work, she was born in Bihar and then moved to Bombay before she moved off to Singapore, spent a lot of her time there. So that is one movement that you see. Similarly, there's also artists as part of the show that directly address migration. For example, Samya's video work there, if you have a look, or Sudipta's artwork, they're quite literal in a sense that when you see them, they speak of movement. And the third way is by the layout of the show. When you walk in, there are many ways to maneuver, whether that's through your partition wall, or if you go and see that work there by Khadim Ali, and then Kanchana's lace has its own details. So you're going closer to the works before you move away and see Sudipta's sculptures. And then back to see Malvika's work. So throughout the show, there's a lot of movement of body, there's a lot of movement of eye as well, therefore the different heights.
So my family is originally from what is now Pakistan, and all my 4 grandparents have come in during partition to India. My 98-year-old grandmother is still alive. She married an Air Force officer, my grandfather. My father also chose the forces, and I grew up in a life of a different kind of migration, which was postings, which I'm sure a lot of forces kids and kids with parents in movable jobs would understand. So it's kind of fun when you're a kid, but it also feels like as if you're not rooted anywhere.
My work here today is titled Nightlight, and it's a part of a series called Monstrous Becoming. Basically, in this series, I'm exploring fears, and I specifically focus on childhood fears. For instance, the fear of the boogeyman, the monster under the bed. And I research about why this sort of motif was created in the first place and the significance it has today. Because this is a symbol that's repeated throughout history and cultures, whether it's the Greeks in Hades and Persephone, whether it's Hindu mythology as Ravan. It's very prevalent in fairy tales, in contemporary media, books, songs, movies. And through my paintings, I argue that this figure was sort of created to subjugate young children and use it as a tool of conformity. In my work, there are 2 characters, a little girl and an ambiguous figure. So here, they both evolve with each other and independently throughout all the paintings. So here the migration happens internally.
The works behind me are that of Sajeev. Sajeev is an artist that works predominantly with drawing, a way of art production which is usually seen as unfinished. However, that's not really the case. A drawing can be very much seen as a finished work of art. Sajeev crafts an imaginative narrative which can never be possible. What we see is one of the works has his grandmom holding his baby, Sajeev's son, in her arms. When Sajeev was in India, his grandmother's love was very important to him while he was growing up. It was an essential part of him feeling at home, which he would love to share with his son. However, now that he's moved to Michigan, time has passed, he's the family there, but along the course, he's lost his grandmom. This affection cannot be felt by his son.
So I have 2 works which are called Laterite Moorings, Nuts and Glory. Laterite, as you know, this rock formation that is abundant in the Western Ghats. It gets this name by colonial surveyor who came to the region, found that people are cutting blocks of the stone to make buildings. All the Goan architecture, Kerala architecture that you see in red porous stone is basically laterite stone. So then I come to how the colonial intervention has created disruptions in the landscape and how closely that is associated with how the land and geological features sort of come together in ritualistic imagination. If you know the ritual performances of the region, the color and contrast with green and red is something that is very, very pertinent to the culture of the place. And migration for me, that way, the disruptive moment in which that change in landscape happened, when how culture and landscape is closely associated, and that disruptive moment is something that I trace.
I'm standing in front of Kanchana Gupta's work. What's very interesting about her work is the fact that she uses lace as part of fabricating the entire artwork. In the context of migration, lace holds an important value because it's not vernacular to a lot of South Asian regions. They were brought in by the colonists. Although they promoted lace as a medium to uplift the quality of life, especially that of women, by giving them work. However, it's important to recognize that lace was, and the work done on lace was done behind closed doors of a church, which was a means of propagating conversion of religion.
So we have two works of Juhika Tiribhanjideo in this exhibition. One is just behind me, Obador. Obador is basically the sun moving into the night. And indigo and the blue used in this is very representative also both of day as well as night. Indigo is also something which has been part of all our various trade routes. This trade, which is in itself some variant of how things migrated from one place to another, and also of settlements that happened because of this. So, it's cotton, it's indigo, and there's memories and skin that actually talks of home. Things that you carry with you. And in this case, she's used this very mundane day-to-day thing like buttons, and also talking of things you wear and what you carry when you move.
These are my two images from the image series called Waiting Room. They are about my 3 weeks in the hospital, and I was not in India, I was studying in the UK. I went through a lung surgery there. The both image series are my memories and how my memories got reconstructed, after coming out of the hospital. In terms of the approach, I would say I am intrigued by stage photography and reconstruction. Since I was in a country very new to me, the UK, and I didn't know much people there. I mean, I had friends, but there was no family there. And the feeling of home, like India, Delhi, it wasn't there. So when I, went into the hospital, I was always, looking for very familiar faces, which I couldn't, find there. So in terms of migration, I was like fully displaced.
This is the work of Gaurang Nayak. He's a Goa-based artist. And what's extremely interesting about this work is the medium itself. It's tarpaulin that he's painted on. Tarpaulin is essentially a material that's used to cover large trucks. This is a single piece of work that doesn't look at a person's perspective in context of migration. However, you see that it's an object or a truck or a vehicle that is framed in the context of migration.
I think the kind of paints, the colors that I use in a lot of my work they're very pleasant. Usually they're quite pleasing to look at. And I think after the first 10 seconds that you look at a piece, you start getting confused because you can't really make out what's happening. And I think if that's happened, then that's good enough.
I would want people to spend some time looking at the textures and points that are familiar. How the color, the language, as well as the narrative come together. Maybe find a few layers of what I was thinking.
I would want the viewers to just feel what they want to feel, because I've done my job of constructing it and making the image.
So there are artists who have been engaging with this particular theme in different ways, and therefore it was a joy to present this show.
I think it's unfair for somebody to expect the audience to quickly grasp the layered histories that the artists have put forward through their work. They have their own journeys which can't be summed up within 2 lines. So if they can get a grasp of the different materiality, that would be wonderful. And then take a little bit of time to perhaps ask the people around in the gallery to know more about why each work has been selected.
I hope the visitors really enjoy the exhibition. Do come visit Overland, this Shorter Time to Dream at Latitude 28 Defense Colony. Look forward to seeing you.